Last year, we said that we were thinking of homeschooling our eldest daughter, and we finally did. We chose the homeschool provider, and we have already finished the first term or fall term for Zika. So far, it has been great. We're going to share with you what we learned, what we considered, and what ultimately led us to choose our provider. We'll also update you on what's working for us so far.
But before that, hi everyone, welcome to our channel. I'm EJ,
And I'm Ginger.
and we are content creators and startup business owners who love sharing our experience in personal finance, investing, business, and parenthood. If you like our videos, please subscribe and share this video. And click on the notification bell and feel free to leave a comment so we can get to know you.
The reason why we decided to homeschool was because we saw that our eldest daughter Zika thrived during the pandemic, where everyone was learning from home. She did well and loved having more time for other things like playing and hanging out with us.
Yeah, so when we were considering homeschooling, the first thing that we asked was, what do parents do exactly when you homeschool? So in our minds, we thought that you basically do what we assume teachers did every day. So you create a lesson plan, and every day you go through the scheduled lessons for maybe 40 minutes per subject. To prepare for that, we thought you needed to prepare slides, and you'd create a quiz every week.
Well, if you really want to teach your child that way, you can do so. The teaching style or the method and how you want to teach your kid really depends on you. If you think that's the most effective way to teach your child, you can use that style. What we have discovered is that there are homeschooling programs wherein parang pandemic style remote learning, lahat via webinar with a live teacher and with remote classmates. May nakita din kami na may recorded videos naman, tapos isa-schedule nyo na lang when they'll want to watch it depending on your learning plan. Meron din providers where they will provide a homeschooling consultant, tapos the parent teachers with their kids will create a curriculum together. Meron namang iba na very hands-off. Basically, the provider is the way for you and your teaching to be accredited by DepEd, pero ikaw bahala sa lahat.
For us, we went with the homeschooling consultant route, especially since this is our first time. Now, that sounds like a lot of work, but fortunately, there are a lot of resources for parent teachers. May mga books na pang self-study ng kids. Personally, I'm not sure how effective those would be. At the most, in my limited experience, siguro pang augment or pang review na lang yung materials na yon. Meron ding ibang books na may kasamang teacher's guide. Yung guides can range from some reminders and highlights na dapat i-focus ng parents, and meron pang iba na script talaga ang teacher's guide. As in script, babasahin mo na lang, tas yun na yung lesson nyo.
Yeah, so aside from the books, we found a lot of resources online as well, which we learned from our homeschooling friends. Some examples are MobiMax, BrainPop, and Braining app. Aside from the resources available per topic on many different subjects, meron ding assessments. These assessments are designed to tell you kung anong grade level na ang student on a particular subject. And based on that, you would know kung may kailangan pa kayong balikan or kung pwede na kayong mag-move on. Super galing. As in, we found that Zika is on track naman. She's in grade 4 in some subjects and grade 5 naman in some. So, tama lang naman. So, kudos din naman talaga sa teacher sa school niya.
One watch out pala is that depending on the school, there are certain topics that are avoided because of religion. For example, my providers where evolution is downplayed as just a theory. And emphasis is placed on the Bible's creation story as an accurate literal account instead. In our case, we did not choose providers who taught creation science. Now, ultimately, of course, it's up to you if that's a consideration, but definitely something you should be aware of and something you should ask when choosing your provider.
Another interesting note pala is the homeschooling consultant recommends a maximum of 20 minutes per subject. After that daw, the interest and attention starts to wane. The thing naman daw kasi sa homeschooling is you also actively look for opportunities to learn. So aside from the 20 minutes classroom style approach, when you go out to take a walk, for example, you can maybe talk about plant structures. Now that politics is an ever-present topic in most conversations, you can talk about senators and the legislative, why it's important to not just vote for the right president, but the right senators and congressmen as well. In our understanding, homeschooling is less sitting down to talk and more actively looking for opportunities to learn. In other words, homeschooling, as we have learned, doesn't mean just moving from sitting in a classroom to sitting in a room in the house. It means using the best approaches, methods also that works for your kid and treating daily life as a big learning opportunity.
So, in a nutshell, here's what worked for us. We looked for books that are aligned with her grade level. So, the books should contain topics that are aligned with the recommended curriculum for grade 4. DepEd actually provides a curriculum for each grade level, so you can check their website for that. And then, we use those books as basically our guide in teaching her. Every weekend, we plan out what we need to teach our daughter for the upcoming week, and we see if there are activities we can do so that teaching would be more effective. We'll use MobiMax assessments on a quarterly basis to see if we're on track, and then use the videos as well for additional learning. We also asked her if there are other things she wants to learn. She said coding and game design, so those are things we added to her curriculum.
In terms of books, we've already found a lot of books for grade 4. Surprisingly, meron sa Lazada ang mga books na to. The more popular bookstores here, unfortunately, kulang-kulang. Meron sila yung mga activities na branded like a Star Wars grade 4 math book, for example, pero it's more of quizzes and exercises. So, pangdagdag lang talaga sila. The books we found from Vibal look very promising, especially their Smart Class series, kasi they are designed for homeschooling and are aligned with DepEd's curriculum, so super perfect. For math, we highly recommend the Discover Math series as well. They use the Singapore math method, which teaches kids how numbers and math works, not really focus on the step-by-step procedures. It's been much more effective for Zika.
Okay, since lahat tayo ay mahilig sa mga bagay-bagay na related sa finance, so far, magkano ng gastos namin? The homeschooling provider was at 20K. They provided consultation and they submitted Zika's grades to the DepEd or to the US school. So that depends on the curriculum you signed up for. The reason for that is so that accredited yung education niya. For the books, so far we've spent maybe around 10K. We actually bought sobra nung books, to be honest. Kasi we wanted as many resources as we can get para we have options. We've also done a field trip organized by our homeschooling provider, and we also plan on going to museums and other educational places ourselves, so we'll probably spend a little for that as well.
And there you have it. We'll update you in future videos on how everything is going. If you have tips for us, because we don't claim to be experts really in homeschooling, share nyo rin please so we can consider those too. If you want to watch more of these videos, please subscribe, click on that notification bell, and leave a comment so we'll know if you want more content like this. Alright, bye!